tell me a little something about yourself? How long you've worked there, what your job is? Yeah.
I've been an aide since 1980. I was just telling David, since 1980, I've been working as an aide at the Hillsborough County Nursing Home.
And
I
that's an
left
LNA?
for a little bit, an LNA, correct. When I first started, I was a nurse's aide. And then we were actually called home health aides. And then I became a nurse's aide and then a licensed LNA, paying for a license got grandfathered in.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So I've been working, like I said, here since 1980.
Okay.
I currently am working as a therapy liaison in the therapy department.
Okay.
Prior to that, I stayed into nursing. I was in activities maybe a year, less than a year maybe.
Okay.
And then
Tell me what you work on the COVID.
and I currently am working on the COVID unit.
And when did you start working on the COVID unit?
Last Monday.
Okay. Is that when it started?
Mother's Day, I received a text that said we have one positive.
Okay.
And then the dread came because I remember volunteering for this.
Okay.
So then I had fear and fear of how many are where are they gonna be? And the dread was, how much staff are we gonna have?
Yeah.
So Monday came in early, reported to work, ended up finding out I was gonna be on the COVID unit, went right upstairs, gowned up, and got in to see what we were gonna do.
And that was a week ago today?
Correct.
Okay. And so you said you were a therapy liaison. What are you doing now?
I'm an LNA on the floor.
Okay.
I'm in nursing.
All right. What do you do? What's an LNA do on the COVID unit?
We take care of the sick patients.
Okay.
Some of them are asymptomatic. Can I tell them how many we have?
Yeah.
We currently have 42 positives on the floor.
Okay.
Some of them are asymptomatic. Some of them have been running high temps. Some of them have shown some type of GI, loose stools. And so we take care of them. We clean them up. We make sure that they're hydrated. We make sure that their temps eventually come down. It's a close-knit team. Consists of LNAs, a couple of nurses, and a housekeeper, and a unit coordinator, and pretty much the support of everybody else.
Oh, you said a housekeeper?
Correct. We have a housekeeper that comes in, gowns up and comes in and stays with us.
And does all the stuff like mop floors and sweeps? And
Well, actually, everybody that goes on the floor does a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you try to reduce the fever. Is that with liquids?
Correct.
Yeah. Do you also, is the air conditioner turned down?
No.
No. Okay.
We don't have air conditioners running.
No.
Unfortunately. A lot of it droplet precautions, so we don't want to run the air conditioners, nor do we want to run the fans.
And you have a face shield, right?
We have a face shield. We are complete from head to toe. I have a hat, cap on. I have a face shield on. I have 2 masks on. I put booties on, and I have a gown with 2 sets of gloves that we wear.
2 sets of gloves?
Correct.
And 2 face masks?
And 2 face masks.
That's just one over the other?
Correct.
Okay. And you applied for it. Why did you apply for it?
I thought about long and hard, and I talked to my husband, and when I had presented the idea of working with a COVID unit, I wanted to see what he thought. And his exact words were, he thought it took me a lot longer than he thought it would take me to agree to do this.
Oh, okay.
So with the support of the family, not much left to do but to volunteer and take care of our residents and get them healthy again.
Do you have children?
I have 2 children.
Are
I
they
have a
grown?
26-year-old and a 28-year-old.
Okay. And what's the first one? You said a 28 and what?
A 26-year-old. My
26.
26-year-old works for the American Red Cross.
Oh, okay. So why do it? You told me your husband said he thought it'd be longer. You took longer than you would, but why did you do it?
Because who else to help out than someone that's been through everything? And in 30 some odd years that I've been doing this, I feel like I can contribute a lot to the nursing department on that unit. I feel that experience can get you a little further than putting inexperienced people up there.
Okay. So whatever unit you were working on before this, did you know some of the people who are now in the COVID unit?
I know pretty much all of them.
Know them all. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much all of them.
Do you have ventilators? Do you need ventilators?
No.
No. You don't have them or you don't need them?
We wouldn't use them here, Mark. That's something that they would use in the hospital only.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't do any kind of oxygen. Okay.
We do oxygen.
We do oxygen. We do
Okay.
IVs.
Yeah.
We do IVs. But we just
Like
we
with
don't-
those little things that go on your
tubing, yep.
the tube?
The oxygen
Okay.
tubing.
Do you have enough of those? Do you have enough IVs?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Do you have enough PPE?
Oh, the IV, Mark, is not the tubing. The IV is not the tubing. IV is for someone that needs intravenous fluid.
Right. I understand.
So-
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the oxygen tubing is separate than that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have enough PPEs?
Actually, we're doing okay.
Okay. All right.
David makes sure we have everything we need when we come in.
So do the patients? What do the patients wear?
Most of them are wearing Johnnies, and a lot of them are, you got to remember, if they're running temps, they're hot. So a lot of them have clean bed linen and Johnnies put on, and we just change them as we go along.
They're not wearing masks or anything.
No,
care, do they wear masks?
no, we don't have them because we're gowned up, and it's hard enough to understand the staff as we're going into the room. And you know, so we don't have them wear it. No.
Okay. So how do they feel? The people in the unit, the 42 you said.
Our
right?
residents?
Yeah.
Well, some of them are missing their families. A lot of them want to know how their family members are doing. Some of them are just so sick that they just want to feel good. Some of them, as we were talking, don't want to die this way. And they want to make it to the next day, and they want to make it to so it's a day-by-day thing, we tell them.
Okay.
And we're going to do the best we can.
So you've been there a week. Have they gotten worse?
Well, some have, yeah, some have.
What have you seen them go from the ones who have gotten worse? Describe their symptoms, what they were then and what they are now.
Well, some of them were taking care of themselves, no longer can stand up or take care of themselves at all. And they're running temps, and they're a little bit delusional and weaker, very, very weak.
Okay.
Some of them think that they can stand up because they're used to taking care of themselves. And that's where we were having some of the falls, but we've addressed that issue.
Taking care of yourself, you mean go to the bathroom, right?
Go into the bathroom, yes.
And so you've had some falls of people getting up and
Yeah.
And then they've hurt themselves on top of that.
Well, I don't think they've hurt themselves so much, but they've fallen, and we get them back up, and we just put them back into bed, and we assess them there and make sure that they're okay. And
Okay. You said you've taken care of that. What do you mean?
well, now that we're on the floor and the team is situated on the floor now, we're a little bit more cautious of what we're doing, and we know where we're going. So we have a routine set up now, and there's a little more checking on these residents. The doors are closed.
Their doors are closed?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
We
Is it
don't
one
want the virus to go out, so we're trying to keep it inside the rooms.
Is it one person per room?
No,
No, okay, two per
we have
room?
semi-privates and we have 2 4-bedders.
And that's in the unit, in the COVID unit?
Yep.
And so you said that, I think that there's, either you or David said, there's 2 nurses in the unit. How many LNAs?
We actually have 3 nurses in the unit.
You have 3 nurses.
Correct.
This is in the day shift.
Yes, this is the day shift. That are
Okay.
3 nurses, 2 on a med cart and 1 that's there to always help out.
Okay,
Takes the orders from the doctors. There are currently anywhere between 5 to 6 LNAs. We could have more
okay.
some days, and a housekeeper at all times.
And so you kind of go from room to room, checking on
Correct.
people?
There, we
Ask
have
them if
we
you
have
have to go to
3
the bathroom or something.
we have 3 sets of teams of 2. So 2 go one way, take one wall, 2 takes another wall, and 2 take another wall, and then we meet on the other side and finish up the last wall together. And that's usually where our residents with high temps are, so that we take care of them and we're all there to meet. We
Okay.
go 2, 2, and 2 because if you need to lift someone or boost them up in bed, you don't have to look for someone. They're right there for you.
Oh, okay. So when you're done with one room, you just go to the next room?
To the next until the floor is done.
Okay. And then you start all over again?
No, actually we feed out, we do. We pass out trays, we feed lunch, and then we go back and we start our rounds again. So yes, we do.
Is, are the patients, well, let me first ask about the workers. Are you guys afraid? How do you feel about all this?
I'm not afraid of much. I'm a mother with 2 kids. I'm not afraid of much.
Okay.
I think that we are very fortunate for the aides. We have a strong team. The aides are not too afraid of much. They go on the floors. They work hard. We sweat tremendously in these. Within 2 hours, we can be drenched from head to toe, and they just keep going and going and going. And we've had to say to some of them, you need to go. You go outside to the patio. You're beet red. Last Friday, I became nauseous just from all the heat and whatnot. Go to the patio. We get some air. So we're trying to make sure. Sometimes some of us don't realize that we're not feeling good, or our face is red, or we're getting overheated. It's a next staff member that will say, you know what, you need to go out. Your face is red. You're overheating. So we rely on this team, and they pretty much feel the same way I do, that we're just here to take care of our residents. We want our residents back to healthy.
Do you get extra pay for this?
I don't know how you help the housekeeper. She was so afraid.
Oh, our little housekeeper. We had a housekeeper that was very, very afraid to come onto the unit. And so we just took time with her and we talked to her. And pretty much what we told her was, this is a virus. It's got to run its course. If you need any help, you may be expected to empty just the garbage, but you may be expected to help us boost up a resident.
Yeah.
And I think taking your time to talk to the staff and taking the time and the expectations, they're treated like adults and they know their jobs, and we just help each other. There's no one that's just going to be, we have a housekeeper as a title, but she may be a housekeeper that's passing trays. She may be a housekeeper in the afternoon doing her job, but in the morning we need this help. I may become a housekeeper. I may be a unit aide. I have a unit coordinator that does everything. She's a unit aide. She's a unit coordinator. She's an LNA, and she's a housekeeper.
Oh, okay.
So we all it's just one big group helping out wherever is needed.
So did the housekeeper eventually join?
Yeah, she pretty much likes it. She's feeling comfortable, I think.
And so, do you get extra pay for working in the COVID unit?
No.
Not extra pay?
Nope.
Now you get the $300, right? That the governor is.
Is it coming?
Really? You haven't gotten the check yet?
No, but we know it's coming.
Okay. it's you were talking about you get overheated. Is it even easy to get a drink of water? What do you?
No, it isn't. You
Yeah.
can't drink on the unit. That's the problem we have, because you have 2 masks, a headpiece, and a shield over you. So when you're on the floor on that unit, you are not drinking anything, and you're not eating anything. You're there to take care of the residents. If you
Wow.
need a break, and most of us will stay on the unit geared up between 3 hours, 3.5 hours. By then, we definitely need a break, but most of us try to stay up there about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a patio you can go and relax?
We actually come off the unit, and David has it so set up that the B2 dining room, the whole dining room is set up so it's for us. It's only for us. We exit and enter one way of the building.
Yeah.
And we have all our PPEs there. We have lunches brought up to us. We have a refrigerator. We have a lock cabinet. We have David makes sure that there's water, there's juices. There's just everything we need.
I
So
got
we don't need to leave.
And that's where you have your doff room and your don room?
Yeah.
Okay. And when someone gets so worked up and red and they're sweating, do they then go to that unit and change clothes?
What they do, sometimes they may go out to the patio, depending on if they've only been there for a couple hours, they might feel okay. So we have them go to the patio, sit down, let's rest for a couple of minutes, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's go back on. Are you feeling enough to go back on? Yep. She'll drink a bottle of water, and then we'll go back on to the unit together. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you're going to get COVID-19?
Oh, geez, I hope not. I'm doing everything I can to prevent it from spreading, so I hope not.
Okay. Are you living at home, or do you go to the?
I live at home.
Okay.
We set up my house so that my husband shows up, comes home from work. He unlocks our bulkhead door, which goes down to the basement. I walk into the basement. I strip down. I come up a flight of stairs, and my bathroom is right there. I walk right into the shower. My clothes and my shoes stay downstairs. I have 12 pairs of shoes I use for nursing and nursing only. So they come downstairs at the end of the week. They get bleached. My clothes get washed, and I am all set for the following week.
Who does the washing and bleaching?
Me.
Okay. How many hours you work in a week?
Depends on what's needed. I mean, I can go anywhere between, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 hours.
Really?
I know some of them are putting in more hours.
How many did you
We
do
have
last
some
week?
staff. Huh?
How many did you do last week?
Last week? Oh God, I was in and out. Some mornings I came in at 5 o'clock in the morning. I never left till 5 o'clock at night.
Really?
Yeah. I have some staff members that come in at 7 and they don't leave till 7, 9 at night.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dedication.
It's how long can you last at that?
Doing what we're doing?
Yeah.
We've been doing it for years.
Tell them the timeline you gave me.
I gave David in 2 months, I'm out of here. I'm cleaning up the mess and I'm out of here in 2 months. He gave me a timeline of 2 weeks.
So you've got 42. What if that doubles to 84?
Well, then we're doing something wrong.
But
If it doubles to 84, then that's 2 units. We only have 1 team on each unit, on each shift. So, I don't know.
Do you have enough people working right now in COVID-19, or could
Yes.
you use more people?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay.
We're very fortunate.
Okay.
Very fortunate.
Okay.
Yeah. I know on the other units probably not, but we're very taken care of.
Okay. Do you think you would get enough, if there would be enough people for another unit?
I can't answer that. I wish I could. I know the shortage is out there. I also know that because I come onto the unit and we exit and leave the unit from one way, we don't know what's going on. So that helps us a lot easier to do our job. When we come on, I don't have to worry about any other staff member being short on any other floors because I don't know what's going on. I'm gearing up and I'm taking care of these residents. And we just need to make sure that we've got the same staff members coming in and doing the same thing. So to be honest with you, I have no clue if we have enough staff or not. I would tend to think that it's not really that secure.
Do you, are people shunning you? Like your neighbors, your family, your fellow coworkers who aren't on the unit?
I'm very fortunate. They actually, I'm not shunned. I do feel bad though. I was just telling David today that over last week, my daughter is in a profession. She's a hairdresser, my 28-year-old.
Okay.
And some of the questions are, your mom works at the Hillsborough County Nursing Home, and I don't want to come to you if you're living with your mom. And my daughter responded correctly, as she is. She says, my mother made a decision, and she made sure that I wasn't in the house with her. So I am staying with a friend. But my daughter also made a point of saying, I want you guys to know I'm very proud of my mother.
No.
I'm very proud of my mother. It takes people like her to take care of them.
Yeah.
And if they don't step up to the plate, who will take care of these people?
Yeah. Are is the whole, and I talked to David a little bit about what it's been like in the nursing home since the quarantines or since you limited visitation. And he talks about how, well, you can go to a room and talk to someone. You can't go in a room, but maybe you can talk to them at the threshold, and they do
Oh, the other residents.
the bowling for the other residents.
Correct.
How's that different for the COVID unit? Is everyone in their bed all the time? Is it just consumed with keeping them alive?
They're in their rooms. Most of them are tired. A lot of them are running. If they're running temps and or they have loose stools, they're tired. It's draining for them. They're weak. So a lot of them may stay in bed. There are some that want to get up and sit in their chair, but they don't come out of their room. No, not until we get a negative.
Okay. Do they talk to their roommates?
Oh, they talk to their roommates. They talk to the staff members. They talk to us. We are very fortunate. One of the LNAs is an activity aide, and she makes several phone calls for the residents that want to talk to their family members. So, oh yeah.
Do they do Zoom meetings like this?
I'm not, FaceTiming, we do it.
Okay. How many times have you been tested?
I just got tested.
Just got tested. Like, you mean today?
I got tested Tuesday.
Tuesday. You're waiting?
Friday, I got told I was negative.
Okay. How many times will you, like, are they going to have weekly tests? What do they tell you there?
That's something David's going to have to answer, but I do believe I'm going to be tested again.
This week, yeah.
This week.
Okay.
I'm hoping for a gentle test.
Is there a lot more equipment? Is there a lot more focus on this COVID unit?
Yes.
Yeah.
That much I can say. It's to be honest with you, yeah, there is a lot of attention on the COVID units.
Okay.
I think that's to be expected, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What extra equipment is there?
Well, actually, we have whatever we need. We have Dynamaps that we use to take the temps. We have blanket warmers, which all the floors do, but we have one we're currently using lots of. And anything we need, all our PPEs, it's all in one area. We're very fortunate. Our management team, including David, has many a times gotten on his hands and knees and put the staff booties on the staff. He's gotten the staff dressed. So yeah, it's quite a thing.
So every there's a little ceremony for passing of the guard every shift change?
Pretty much, yeah. We welcome there's a nurse and myself that welcome the 3 to 11 as they're coming in. David welcomes them as they're coming through. When they come on the unit, we welcome them home again.
Okay. And what does that entail?
It's a report. We start giving the reports.
Oh,
And a
okay.
clap, and they clap so much when we come out and when we go on the unit.
Have you lost anyone yet since
Yes,
you have lost? How many?
we've lost one
Okay. What day was that?
this weekend.
Did the person go to the hospital or they died right there?
No, they died in the hospital.
Okay.
And that was before I got on the unit.
In a case like that, do you let, I'm sure the staff knows about it, do you let the patients know about it?
We haven't said anything to the patients right now because some of them are so sick. The staff all knows.
Okay.
We try to keep the staff informed as much as possible as far as anything that's involved in the COVID unit or the COVID patients.
How do you take that when you hear about that?
It's a loss for us. It's a loss. That's all I can say. It's a hard loss. I think losing any patient is a hard loss for someone.
Okay. Do you think that, oh, I could have done something different, or?
I wish I could have the answers to that, because if I had the answers, then we would be doing it different. But I have no answers. It's a virus that just spreads so quickly, and it affects our elderly so hard.
Yeah. How do you try to lift their spirits? How do you
Of course we do.
do that?
Play music. We, for those that are up, we play the music. We play a lot of 50s and 60s music.
Okay.
We sing to them. We tell jokes amongst the staffs. We get the residents going. But for the most part, it's a very quiet unit. They're there to get healed. They're there to get better. And if they're giving us a hard time, then they're obviously getting a little better.
Okay. Do you see some improving?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What is it if they go, what will get them off the unit?
A negative reading.
A negative test
10
result.
days and 3 days, actually.
Yeah, 10 days and 3 days and a negative reading, and then they can be shipped off the unit.
10 days and then 3 days?
Yeah, patients have to go 10 days from the date that they started symptoms, or 10 days from the date that they had their positive test. And then they have to have 3 days at the end of that period of improving condition with no fever for 3 days. Oh, you gotta step out for a second?
Just for 1
She's
minute.
gotta step out for a second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. They got to go 3 days with no fever, without any fever reducing medication. And then they're cleared, because the virus is only transmissible for 9 days.
Okay. Well, everyone there has the virus, right?
We have a couple of folks that were negative, that tested negative, that are still on the unit. We have a couple of spouses that remained with their spouse by choice.
Now, what do you mean you mean they were on the unit initially and they
Yeah.
tested negative?
Yeah, they tested, so one spouse would test negative, one would test positive, and they didn't want to be separated. We honored that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the other folks that tested negative, we did 2 tests for folks that tested negative. If they tested negative twice, then we moved them off the unit onto another unit.
Okay. But it's only the spouses who wanted to, who stayed.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And are they gowned up too, or do you figure that?
They've already had the exposure, so no. So they're in the same room. They have constant exposure, so no. Yeah.
Christine, do you live in Manchester?
You live in Manchester.
I do.
Okay.
Actually, I live what they call Penardville.
Oh, okay. All right. I usually wouldn't ask this, but just because because this is so age sensitive, can I ask how old you are?
Oh, David didn't tell me this part. I'm 56 years old.
56 years old. Okay. Well, you're not at the, it's 60.
Oh, I'm getting there. It's okay. The closer I get to retirement.
Oh, that's funny.
How old's your husband?
My husband's a year younger than me.
Oh,
He's 55.
You're a cougar. Oh.
Is he, the jokes you tell, are they pretty cornball, or can you tell a salty joke?
I'm just trying to think of some of the things that it's just some things that happen at the time in the moment that happens.
Oh, okay. It's not like
it just happened. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I appreciate, Christine, your last name again is Benner?
Benner.
Okay. And so you said 1980. You've been at it for 40 years almost, right?
Just pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
Just give me an idea. What does an LNA do that? So I guess a nurse does stuff. Just give me a difference between what a nurse can do and an LNA.
Okay. So basically an LNA is a licensed nurse and assistant.
Yeah.
So she's going to provide your patient care. She's going to make sure that these patients are taken care of. She's going to do all your temps. She's going to make sure that they've given water. She's going to change them. She's going to make sure of everything. A RN, a nurse, or an LPN are medications. They give you the medications. They will okay the treatments that we're going to give. Some things are, hearing aids. They will make sure that there are hearing aids in there, but it's the LNA's job to make sure that they have them in their ears, make sure that the people have their glasses on, make sure that their bodies are washed, make sure the temps taken, make sure how many times have we had loose stools, how many times haven't we had loose stools. So you have to work together with the nurse so that we can get this patient better. Sometimes 2 or 3.
You'll put notes in charts?
Correct. We have, yes.
Okay. And you give them the food?
Yes, we pass out the trays, we feed them. Yeah.
Okay. Because some of them can't feed themselves, you've got to.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. God bless you for the work you do.
It's just.
I'm sure it can be rewarding too.
I feel that way. If I didn't, obviously, I wouldn't be in this position for a while.
Yeah.
But I feel this way. My residents know who I are. For a long time, I don't wear badges because they know who we are.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter what floor I go to.
Okay.
So that's the good part about being here for so long.
Yeah.
They're my family as well. So this is my work family. I got to take care of these people.
Okay. And what else do you want to say?
That I have an awesome team to work with. And I couldn't have asked for better, and I couldn't have picked better myself. They are the best of the best.
Now,
They come here every day and they put a smile on their face. They gown up, they sweat out, and they do that every day. And some of our times they do it with least amount of staff that they can have. And they just go about it. I'm so fortunate to be pulled out of therapy, to be an LNA on the floor with this team.
Are you like the leader or something?
I think that's what they're trying to tell me. The LNAs are trying to tell me that. I don't think there's any leader. I just think that we guide each other. And so because of my years of experience that I've been doing this for so long, I think I guide most of them and that's what they're looking for.
Okay.
But I don't think that any one of us is any better than the other. I think I just have more knowledge, so we guide them.
Okay.
We work just as hard as they do.
Well, once again, thanks so much.
You're welcome.